Peace, 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 and infinite blessings, my beautiful people. I hope you are feeling alive, you are feeling mighty, you are feeling well, you are feeling worthy of all the things you know you deserve because you've been putting in that work. So before I get into the video, I want to shout out Legendary Tay. You already know, one of my favorites. The gray with the baby blue. Fire. So I wanted to, so this weekend was, July 4th, 2020. It was, we had a poppin' Juneteenth. We still celebrated July 4th. We still did it. And I understand that, it's interesting because when we talk about like boycotting holidays, it's really hard because of the experience and the feeling and the emotions that you get during these days. It's not really about the day itself. It's kind of like Thanksgiving and Christmas. It's not really about the actual holidays for us. For a lot of people, it's more so like we can actually spend time with our family. We all have time off work. So that's kind of the trickery around it. So, I went to a few cookouts. I was out and about and live my best life because it's summertime and I love the summer. But one of the things that had come up for me repeatedly, not only this weekend but the last couple of weeks, since the protests have happened and have since died down, one thing I really want people to remember is that there's a lot of profit in Black pain. There's a lot of profit in Black pain and the Black struggle. Just the idea of the struggle and the idea of providing a tool or a product or something that will service the need of the struggle. So when I go to events now that are about Black community, uplifting the Black community, oftentimes the speakers, I feel like, they don't realize who they're talking to, and it's almost as if they're talking to someone who is in the midst of a struggle, which is not necessarily the case for everyone. Every Black person isn't living the same Black experience. So when you start to talk to an audience about white supremacy as if they don't know what white supremacy is, your attempt seems very condescending, and it's very much like, what are you trying to do with this conversation, with this event, with this speech? What is it that you're hoping to accomplish? And I feel like the elders in a lot of our communities haven't realized that the younger generation are fully aware of what's going on. Like, I'm 30 years old in less than a month, and I have always worked with young people younger than me, and the current 20-year-olds, they know what's up. The current 22-year-olds know what's up. So you sitting and talking to them as if they don't know what's going on in the world around them is an outdated approach to helping and servicing the Black community. The Black community knows what's going on and has always known what's going on. The Black community needs resources. The Black community needs people to come together. So when you actually have the opportunity to gather in these spaces and in these ways, it's more beneficial to say, hey, Mufasa, you're an educator? Okay, so boom, I'm trying to do X, Y, and Z. How can we come together? How can my network benefit your network? Or boom, like, Sister Soldier, I see you over here trying to create a garden, an urban garden in the community. I'm interested in gardening. How can I I'm not interested in gardening. I know, brother Kevin over here is interested in gardening, so maybe y'all two should come together. That's what we need at this point. I feel like just circling around and spreading around information based on emotion that you think we're experiencing is useless. It doesn't do anything. It doesn't inspire anyone. No one's inspired by those kind of things anymore because we see it on our phones all day, every day. For years, So at this point, it's less about proving what you know about the problem, because we know the problem exists already. So, all right, bang, next step. Now it's solutions. It's action. It's only action at this point. It is 2020. That's it. Spiritually, the planet is going through a shift. And those ways of being that you were doing prior to coronavirus is no longer useful. And the elders, y'all need to understand what you have been doing for the last 30 years is useless and outdated. You need to humble yourself, relax your ego, and ask the younger people what it is they need and how you can help. That is all you should be doing. When the youth know what's up, the youth are the ones who are going to be here throughout the duration of, of life, longer than us, so we need to be actually looking at them as the teachers and as the guides, and being able to say, okay, again, what works, what doesn't work, and when it comes to using technology for change, they know how to do that. When it comes to using the internet and social media, they know that. When it comes to basically every freaking thing, they know that, except there are not spaces that are created and designed to help them live out and actualize their wisdom. That's what we're missing. So when you're spending, and as I'm a young person as well. Like, I consider myself a part of a younger generation. The young, like the 25 to 35, actually the 25 to 32, 33 year old millennials and entrepreneurs. We need spaces. We need investors. We need people who are business savvy, accountants. We need lawyers. We need those type of things. So if you're still the person who's trying to relive your glory days by trying to inspire me, I don't need you to inspire me to spend money with black people. I've been doing that. We all been doing that. A lot of the 25 to 30 year olds, we've been doing that. So again, the older generation is so far removed from their responsibilities of uplifting and teaching and educating the youth that they don't even realize that we actually have been educating ourselves thanks to the internet. We stopped looking for our parents to do certain things and to be certain things because the internet exists. And the internet Google is fucking amazing. YouTube is amazing. MySpace was amazing. We were able to connect and to gain information that we were missing, that we weren't getting in our own homes. Right? So at this point, adults, now that they're coming back and they realize there's a momentum, they realize there's something going on. It's like, bro, you late. Like, you late to the party. And we're all looking at you like, look at this old dude. Look at this sister. Look at him. Look. Because you're not even talking to me out of respect, as if we're on the same level intellectually, which a lot of times young people are way smarter than older people. So I was telling someone over the weekend too that I have always felt as if the youth are here to teach those that were here before them. They just came from the source. They just came from the other side. So they got new information and they got new things to implement into this world. So it would behoove us to sit and listen to the generations that are younger than us. And if we are still adopting this idea that, because I'm older, I'm wiser, that's outdated as well. That's totally false. And quite frankly, I feel like it was backwards and given to us backwards to keep us in this like trickery, fucked up programming. So again, when it comes to where we are right now as a black people, I'm not listening to Farrakhan no more. Right, I'm not listening to Umar Johnson no more. I'm not listening to Young Pharaoh no more. And it's not that these people don't have wisdom. It's that they not in my neighborhood. They not right here with me in my city, in my struggle. Right, and the people who are in my city, in my struggle, barely want to speak. Don't even want to say hello. You know what I'm saying? People in my city don't even want to use the information that's inside of me to help propel and push them forward, which is what I'm here to do. I'm here to serve humanity, and I have been living that life for a very long time. And people don't even want to hear what you have done because of how you look, because of your age, because of your belief systems, whatever the case may be. And one of the things that Malcolm X said, like your belief systems and all of that it don't matter. If you're black and you have something to contribute, that's all that matters. And no one is the leader. No one is above anyone. Only your ego makes you think that. You are no one is a leader of anything. Everyone is a leader of everything. You feel me? Like, everyone has equal responsibility, no matter age, no matter anything. If you're melanated, you have a responsibility and you have a position, a higher position on this planet because you're connected to the sun. So any other melanated person who is treating a younger melanated person or treating, any kind of way other than with pure unconditional love, it's fucked up and it's wrong. Your relationship, and my sister Rosella and said it a couple weeks ago, your relationships are the new currency. Money is it doesn't exist. It's relationships. It's how you make people feel. Do they want to work with you? And we know that because even within the presidential, on a political front, it's no longer about what they know. It's no longer about it's about how you make people feel. Influencing people is what it is. That's literally how can you influence someone? How do you make someone feel? And is the feeling genuine or not? And that's the way that humanity should be operating, by using their intuition to see, is this real or is this fake? Is this genuine or is it not? Because we've been tricked and bamboozled by thinking things were something that they weren't, because we weren't tuned in spiritually and we weren't using our intuition to govern ourselves according to what was, according to what was in front of us. We weren't doing that. We weren't looking at it and saying like, oh, like that seems funny, so actually let me not. Like this don't seem organic, so let me not eat that. This don't seem kosher. Let me not put that in my body. That don't seem like it's something I should be watching. Let me not put that into my psyche. We weren't doing that for a long time. We were just blindly moving. But now that we are awake, we are in a state of awakening. We are in clear 2020 vision. It's about the feeling. I can feel that you're fake as fuck. I can feel that you're trying to use what you think I have to propel your bullshit forward. I can see it. I can feel it. Right? So a lot of people think they're doing shit, slick and sly, and that we don't feel. We feel it. The younger people feel what's real and what's not. They've been feeling that shit. And now they're operating accordingly. Same as me and everybody else. I don't want to support your brand no matter what it is if I feel like you want some fuck shit. If I feel like you're not genuinely okay in your spirit, if I feel like you're not genuinely trying to help the people, if I feel like you're trying to use your brand to gain clout and to help your own ego to make you feel as if hell no. If it's not genuinely servicing the people, I don't fuck with it. I don't fuck with it. That's why I'm voting for Kanye West, because my man has always genuinely been about the people. He's always been about that shit. He always has. I don't care if it's bullshit. I don't care if it's a political stunt. I don't give a shit, because a lot of this shit is puppet shows, and that's another conversation. But again, if you're not genuinely and authentically about the people, just stop, because you're doing the same thing that white people do. A lot of black folks out here doing the same thing that white people do. If you're not genuinely about the people, stop pretending like you about the people. Because we can feel that you're not about it. So everything you do is going to fail anyway. It's never going to work. You're never going to have the right of a certain amount of people at your stuff. You're not going to make a certain amount of sales. Nothing you do is going to work because you're not being genuine. That's how spirit works. We're no longer in this space where we can ignore spirituality. And we're no longer in this space where we can ignore the truth of enlightenment. Right? So if you're not really operating in those spaces, that's okay. But you need to step to the side and let people who are authentically doing it take the forefront and take the reins and help direct you and guide you to where you need to go. I'd rather you sit to the back and just give your money or whatever. I don't even want that sometimes. Like just stay to the back. Just stay to the back until you are ready to come to the forefront and really fight this fight for real. Right? Because again, every day of my life, I'm fighting the fight. It's not just when I happen to go to an event or when I happen to go to a protest. It's not every day. I mean, it is every day, excuse me. It's not just at these, individual, isolated things where it's like, oh, well, I did this thing, hooray, now I can go home and sleep at night knowing that I helped the community. No, you didn't. The youth in the community don't even know your fucking name. You've never introduced yourself to a young person in your community. You've never even talked to your neighbor. You've literally never even hugged, even greeted the people who are already doing the work. You've never tried to figure out how you can join forces. You've never got to know someone and their story for what it is. You've never done that. And if you haven't, you need to shut the fuck up. For real. Because it's exhausting and it's wasting time that we don't have anymore. We're no longer waiting for the future. We're here. So everything right now that you do is about action. And every action that you take right now is going to either have abundant rewards or it's going to fall fucking flat. That's how quickly things are moving right now. And if you're not tuned in, if you're not tapped in, then you don't even know what the fuck I'm talking about. You know, so just, again, especially for the elders, especially for those that are 40 and above, especially y'all need to humble yourselves and realize that the young people, we know what we need. And we're busting our asses to make sure that we have it without the help and support of the 40-year-olds and above. You're not actually going back and trying to figure out what the younger people need and talking to them and helping to provide them. You're still trying to be the one that did the work. You're still trying to be the savior. We don't need any saviors. We don't need any saviors. We are our own saviors, and we know that we are our own saviors. So when I say that we are all gods, you need to be talking to the young people as if they are the purest version of God, because they are. And every younger, you know, start the babies down to the 12-year-olds, to the 15-year-olds, to the 20-year-olds, to the 30-year-olds, you know, to the 35-year-olds. Like, everybody we know was good. Your job as 40 and above is to help with whatever resources you have to make the vision of these people expand and exist in the physical world. If you're not doing that, you're fucking up the whole process of what we should be doing right now. Stop trying to profit off of our pain. Stop trying to become the one who created this magnificent thing that really is not going to work unless the young people support it and are there for it anyway. I love you. I love you. I love you so much. In case you have not heard it today, please stay authentic, stay genuine, stay woke up out these streets, y'all. Peace.